Welcome back to Magpie Talkback Radio. We're going to be talking and listening to your thoughts directly after the Richmond game where Nick Daicos went absolutely off chops. We're looking pretty good leading into the last couple of weeks of the home and away season. Let's get just straight into it. Ollie.
Hi, Swoop. Ollie here. Yeah, I thought that was a really. I know that wasn't a great performance, but I thought there were signs that our game style is
Yep.
back in some shape or form. I
Mhm.
mean, there's a lot to improve. I mean, we can't bomb the ball in next week or
Yeah.
in the coming weeks because that's not gonna work. We need to do things like lower your eyes. Just do that, and I hope they're doing that for training. Thank goodness we get all the most of our reinforcements
Yeah.
back because we need them back ASAP. And next week and the coming weeks, it's combat. We need to bring up everything, treat
Mhm.
every game like it's a finals
Mm.
pressure like game. We need to leave nothing behind. Bring everything we have. And I'm going to back us to do it because let's be honest, this club knows how to lift when
Yeah.
under the pressure. And let's do
Ollie, that's a really good point. We've got games against the top eight now. That's it. So, except for Melbourne, but these next 3 weeks, Brisbane, Hawthorn, and Adelaide are going to be hard, and they're going to be finals like. This will need to see the most combative Collingwood side that we've seen all year. So, yeah, mate, you hit the nail on the absolute head there. All right, Hyphen, my boy.
Hey, so
Hey, mates.
it's Tier Hyphen. Kia ora.
Kia ora.
I guess it was elementary, I think we knew we were going to win that game. Oh, I've got
Yep.
to give it up to Richmond. I've actually enjoyed Richmond all
Yeah.
season, always a lot of fight. It was a good game to watch, entertaining game. Nick was unbelievable. Um, what else can you say? Um, Good to see, like, some of the guys getting multiple goals after a couple of weeks of obviously falling short.
Yep.
But also good to hear after the game how Nick said he feels like we're in a good space. Even when they interviewed Darcy Moore, he said, we've been working really hard to get ready for this end of the year,
Yeah.
which, in the back of my mind, I was hopeful that maybe that's what they were doing is prepping for some of these harder games that we're going to have coming up. Pretty horrible run to finals, but at least
Mhm.
we'll be more ready, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, no, shout out to Richmond, but shout out to our boys. Really good game. Enjoyed it. Happy to see what's about to happen and where we go from here.
Yep.
Happy to hold on the top spot. Yeah, it's all getting exciting. Hope everyone who's on your platforms is excited as I am. Pies Army, flag pies, side by side, all the good things. War.
Thank you for calling in. And you're right, kind of like with what Ollie said. This is going to be, I know people don't like when we sort of say we're going to war. It's going to be combative, but it is. It's a war of attrition. Obviously not to be taken super out of context, but it is going to be very, very hard fought, and these next few weeks are going to be insane. But thank you for shouting out Richmond. I've seen games here and there, but I love what they're doing, and I'm glad that they came out and really played pretty much at their best. Some of their players were just like Vlosten and all these guys. What did Vlosten have? 17 intercept possessions or something incredible like that. So, yeah, shout out to him. Caden.
2 words. How good is Nick Daicos? Nothing more needs to be said. 42 touches, 3 goals. Where's his Brownlow?
I think you'll get it. If they could reward 6 votes, he'd definitely be getting the 6 votes in that game. That was a Brownlow-like performance. And what it was as well was it wasn't cheap possessions. It wasn't every possession was earned, and I think that says a lot about his player ratings from Champion Data and his Supercoach points as well. It was I say that in the sense that everything was effective. I don't know what's he was running at disposal wise, but I definitely would be up there. It's probably the best I've seen him play in the last 12 weeks, I want to say. Maybe all season, that was probably his best game all season. Well, I guess Champion Data says it's his best game all season. But yeah, I thought it definitely was. All right, our boy Gary.
Hey, Swoop. I'm telling you now, Nick Daicos is a freak. He's in Super Saiyan God mode, or Ultra Instinct, or Super Saiyan Blue, whatever you call it. But I'm telling you now, Pete Daicos has created the unstoppable best player in the world, like number one player in the world. Because 42 disposals, 3 goals, goal of the year contender, and also, one, back on the top of the table, back on the winners list. Our next 3 games, Lions, then the Hawks, then the Crows, and then finish off with the D's at home, and then finals bye, and then next week, then finals will start.
It's going to be big.
I'm telling you now, Collingwood looks so good when Nick Daicos is playing and when the brothers are playing. It's just like, oh, so good. But yeah, next week everybody should be back. Our friendship heroes should be back. I can't wait to see Bobby back on the field. But yeah, Collingwood looks so good. But yeah, we've got next 4 games, the really tough ones. Yeah. All right, see you, Swoop. Go the Pies!
Thanks, Gary. Yeah, I love I think when was it? Was it Nick Daicos I was talking about? Oh no, was it Collingwood in general that I was saying wasn't like perfect sell yet, and we're slowly getting it there. But I only know the OG Dragon Ball Z, and I think the most Super Saiyan I went to is maybe Super Saiyan 3, and I know that there's like Super Saiyan Gods and Super Saiyan Blue, like you were saying. All of those combined is what Nick Daicos can produce. I think he works best when he's as that halfback hybrid in the midfield as well. It lets Josh have a run in the middle. We're looking for legs in the middle. Josh provides us that. And I think going back to that is going to determine sort of how we go. And I think you're right. Bobby Hill, you would think comes in straight for Lockie Sullivan. Frampton, possibly for Dean. You would think definitely for Dean. And I think Jordan DeGoey gets another week. But Jeremy Howe, we are starting to get our stars back, Gary. We are starting to get our stars back. Thank you so much for calling, brother. Anonymous.
Not overly convincing.
Yeah, look, I think a lot of people sort of expected us to win by 100 points, 80 points. And I wanted to smash them by 70, 80, 90 points. It would have been nice. The conditions didn't let us play that way. And when you watch the game and rewatch the game, we just didn't get out of first or second gear. We did what we needed to do. It was almost, like I've been saying all season, it was a bit of rope-a-dope. Like, show us what you can do. We'll take it easy. We'll do what we need to. In that third quarter, we kick 5 or 6 goals. And then we'll keep it up and just do what we need to do to get the win and play bruise-free football and take on the Lions. And I reckon that was just it. All right, another anonymous.
It's crazy how much hate Nick Daicos and especially posts about Nick Daicos generate when it's going to be very clear that we are watching one of the best players of our generation. And I just feel so lucky to watch that. Cannot wait to tell my grandkids that I got to watch him in his prime.
And that's it. Like, I can't remember. Someone said it in my Instagram DMs, and I can't remember who it was. So if you're watching this, I'm sorry. But I'll reiterate what they said, and they said that, when Jeremy Cameron kicks 11 goals against the Kangaroos, it's like, oh my God, Jeremy Cameron kicked 11 goals against the Kangaroos. That's amazing. We haven't seen, 10 goals in a game for so long, and blah 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 blah. And that's awesome. Jeremy Cameron, incredible, right? No disrespect to Jeremy Cameron. That was absolutely incredible. That was nuts. I watched that. Cool. When Nick Daicos has 40 plus disposals and 3 goals, it's just against Richmond. Oh, it's just against Richmond's VFL side. Oh, anyone can do that. It's like, it's Talk Poppy syndrome. Just respect it. Like, and I don't want Collingwood supporters to do that when Harley Reid does that. You know what I mean? So, like, it's just absolutely stupid that opposition supporters are blinded with that much freaking hate that they come and spew that bullshit. Like, it's coming. And hopefully at the end of the season, we're having the last laugh because Nick's got a Brownlow and 2 premiership medals and hopefully a Norm Smith as well. Thank you so much for calling in, Anonymous. TJ.
Hey Swoop, how you going?
Good, thank you.
Just wanted to talk about a couple of things. Firstly is Isaac Quainer. He has been so good this year. If he's not back to his 2023 form, then he's got to be pretty fucking close to it. Like, he's been an absolute rock for most of the year at least. It's really good to see him get his form back after the drop-off he had last year. Also, the hate on Darcy Moore. Do our fans really not realise after all these years that Darcy does his best work with two other key defenders down there with him? I forget we have Charlie Dean, but at the moment he's not it. But yeah, people are so quick to say, oh, he needs to go to the VFL, he's no good, but they're also really quick to forget that Darcy plays his best football with Howe and Frampton or Howe and whoever else it may be down there. At the moment it's Frampton. But yeah, it just baffles me that people are so quick to jump on him, but they can't put the two and two together. It really grinds my gears. But lastly, when did we stop talking about Nick's contested marks? We've gone from waiting so long for him to get his first one to just not talking about them at all. He got another one today.
Did he actually?
But no one blinks an eyelid. It's just a casual thing he does now. So next, I guess, is getting him a hit out. I don't know. Anyways, go Pies.
Okay, two good things that you brought up. First one, I didn't even know Nick got a contested mark because that's you're right, TJ. Just something that he does now. Secondly, I'm so fucking sick of this Darcy Moore hate. Every single week we see it. Oh, last week it was, Patrick Voss kicked 6 on him. No, he didn't. Patrick Voss did kick a few goals on him, well, 3 or something, and then it got changed over or whatever it may be. Yeah. Darcy will admit that he had a shit game last week, but you're right. He works best when he's got other defenders. Darcy Moore isn't a one-on-one defender. He's an intercept marking defender, intercept run and carry. That's what he does. And for people, people might think, oh, how do you see Darcy Moore? You reckon he's going to play finals? What the fuck? What do you mean? Do you reckon he's going to play finals? Like, of course. One, he's the captain of the club, right? Two, he's still one of the best defenders when he's on his game, when he's allowed to play his game. He's one of the best defenders and intercepting defenders in the league. He's had a bit of a how's it going season, but only because, the defense, we haven't had a settled back seven in so long. Like, when we were playing Reith and when we were playing Nathan Murphy and Howe, Darcy Moore was an All-Australian defender. Like, are you guys having a lot? Is this some sort of big conspiracy joke that I just don't understand, like that we're not privy to? Because I think if I hear more when there's Darcy slander, and it's constructive criticism, like, look, maybe he's not a one, maybe this, maybe we can change this, and maybe he needs to play. Yeah, awesome. But when people are saying, oh, he should be dropped, oh, he should go away. Trace, how you going, Tracy?
Hi, Luke. It's Tracy here. Happy to be back on top of the ladder with a game clear again. Let's talk about Shooter.
You love
the
him.
bloke does not stop all game, goes hard at it, puts his head on the line, body on the line all the time. What a player. What a pickup for us.
Yep.
Absolutely massive. Look, I think it was one of those no bruise games today. Like, we just had to win and get the 4 points. Next week's going to be massive, so I don't think it was worth going in and putting our body on the line and being ridiculous and trying to smash them by 100 points today. We just needed the 4 points. We needed to save every little ounce of energy we've got and every bit of strength we've got for next week. It's going to be huge next week. Absolutely huge. And I think it's going to give us a better idea of where we're at.
100%.
I think sometimes when you play teams that are lower in the ladder, it brings out a different level of football skills in both teams. I mean, that just happens normally. But I think by the end of next week's game, I think we're going to have a very clear indication of where Collingwood's at, hopefully with a few more players in. Go the Pies.
Tracy, I think you bring up a couple of good points. First one, I love how much you love Shooter. Shooter is one of my favourites, and I'm so glad he's gotten into the groove. And if he can stay fit, fit as in like hamstring-wise, he's just going to do so much for us come finals time when it is high contested football. And that's the guy that you want to have all those pressure hacks, to have all those tackles. I've got him up here. What did he have? he had 2 tackles, but a bunch of pressure acts, and it's perceived pressure that he brings as well. It's the chasing, it's the rundown, and that's what we love about our shooter. But in saying that, Steele Sidebottom had 7 tackles, the most of anyone on the ground. So love that for Steele. The second thing that you bring up with Brisbane next week, exactly. And how many times do we say it? And I say it too. I say it all the time. When we play the lower teams, we play to their level. It is that bruise-free football mentality. And yeah, you would love to smash them. But when you're an experienced list like we are, you know how to go to different levels in the game. And this week against Brisbane, when we do have pretty much a settled best 23, and I think the only person that won't be in the best 23 would be Jordan De Goey and Bo. That you would take into finals. So we're going to have a pretty much settled best 23 or thereabouts. That's when you're exactly right. That's when you know. And I love that we're playing him at the MCG, obviously, right? Remember a couple of years ago, we had to play him at bloody Marvel Stadium. Was that 2023? No, that was 22 when we lost with the Zach Bailey kick. Stupid. But yeah, you're right. We're going to know a lot about our club in the next couple of weeks. All right, now next we've got Jack Madgen. I really do hope it's a former Collingwood superstar, Jack Madgen. I doubt it, but I hope it is.
Don't have much thoughts here today, Swoop, but what I can say is I cannot watch another Charlie Dean game for Collingwood ever again in my life. I'm sick of watching this spud.
Okay, interesting. So a bit of Charlie Dean slander. I want to find... So Charlie Dean had 6 marks, 19 disposals, 250 meters gained. He was on the ground for less than 90%, so about 80-something percent. Let's see what else did he do. 1, 3, 4, 3 score involvements, 10 intercept possessions. So that was actually... Him and Quaynor had the most intercept possessions for Collingwood at 10 each. He went at 90% disposal efficiency. Look, Charlie Dean, I was pretty harsh on him last week. I thought he, could have been a lot better. Charlie Dean is a stopgap at the moment, and I think he does have the ability to be like a Jeremy Howe. But again, kind of like with Darcy Moore, he needs another third tall in there. So if we had Charlie Dean and Jeremy Howe and Darcy Moore, it would make a little bit more sense. If we had Charlie Dean, Darcy Moore, and Billy Frampton, they would work a lot better together. But I actually disagree. I thought he showed glimpses of the player that he can be. He did a few dumb things, but some of the players did a few dumb things as well. But I thought he did show glimpses of what he can be. Once Frampton comes back in, or once Howe comes back in against the Lions, Charlie Dean's back into the VFL, where he's absolutely been dominating this season. But yeah, look, fair enough, mate. You're entitled to your opinion. But I thought, yeah, he had an okay game, like an average, 6 out of 10 game, I think. Nick, my boy Nick.
Swoop, Luke, you delicious deluge of drizzled donuts. How good, we're fucking winners again. Oh, it feels good. The conditions today were absolutely... It made our basic skills like handballing and stuff look a little shoddy.
Yep.
I'm just going to put that down to wet ball.
Wet ball.
Other than that, though, how good is Nick Daicos? Oh my God. That third goal snap made me want to run through a fucking brick wall. I reckon when the other team sees him get the ball, they're all just like... Anyway, I'm happy with where we're at. My only concern is scoreboard pressure. Mm-hmm. We need to kick a lot more goals come finals. Hey, the next 3 weeks, shit's getting real. We need to lock in, and we need to fucking get on the track and run. Shit's getting serious. Anyway, I'm going to finish this recording with a message directly to you, Swoop Luke.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Swoop Luke. Happy birthday to you. Up the Maggies.
Nick, you are such a joy. Such a joy every single week. Everyone is such a joy, but mate, you just take it to the next level. I hope to see you at the Brisbane game because I want to have a drink with you. I don't know if you drink, but I want to have a drink with you, even if it's just a water. But you're right. We kicked 13-15. Scoreboard pressure has been something that we just haven't been able to do the last few weeks. Like Fremantle, we should have finished off in the third quarter. Gold Coast, well, what can you say? 10 points in 2.5 quarters before we scored a first goal. So there is a lot of work to go there, but at least it was an improvement. The inside 50s were an improvement. The efficiency going inside 50 was an improvement than the last 2 weeks, especially last week, and the conversion rate as well. So kind of like what Tracy said, we're going to find a lot about our team next week. But Bobby's back, so hopefully that helps. All right, now my favorite of them all, Sophie. So I'll give you. So when I'm looking at my my voicemails, the screen, everyone just has like their name or their email, and I can see that Sophie has left Sophie with 2 love hearts. So Sophie, how are you?
Hi Luke, it's Sophie. I wanted to say that our forward line looks better when Tim Membro plays it, and it means Nick Daicos can run up the ground and take strong marks. And I can't wait for Bobby to come back. Go Pies!
I think you're 100% right. I think you should be doing my job, Soph, because you are 100% right. We look so much better with Membry in the forward line. We really missed him last week. Membry plays last week, and we beat Fremantle 100%. And you're right, Dan McStay does look good when he's clunking marks a little bit higher, and he's kicking them into Mychek. He's kicking them into Membry, and then he can push deeper forward, and we let the others sort of run through as well. Bobby is back. Well, I reckon he plays. Sophie, I reckon he plays against the Lions. It must be a straight swap for Lachie Sullivan. Those 3 goals in the VFL were just chef's kiss. Thank you so much, Sophie. I appreciate it. Next, we've got Sean Makes Apps. Oh, Sean. I know Sean.
I think something that I've noticed with the boys over the last, say, 6 weeks or so, injuries aside, is perhaps Scooter not being around in the coaching staff after his unfortunate incident with his brother. Just our connection between the midfield and the forward line. We're getting a lot of entries in there. They're just not as structured as they were in the first 10 to 12 rounds of the season.
Interesting.
And it has me a bit worried that maybe we've lost that connection, that precision, skillfulness. So, yeah, I just wonder if maybe that's an impact. What do you think?
Yeah, that's actually pretty interesting because we know that Scoots is our forward coach, and there was a period, unfortunately, for his family, when his brother passed away, that he did take a bit of leave from the club, and Josh Fraser comes in, and Scoots has been one of the best in the business, especially over the last couple of years. So I think you might be right, Sean. It's about. You maybe like the boys were programmed one sort of way with Josh Fraser. You think it wouldn't have changed too much, but now with Scoots back in the team, it has been improving, and now it improved a lot against the Tigers. Let's hope it just goes to the next level against the Lions. But that's a very, very, very good observation. Ricky.
Hey Swoopy, how you going,
Good,
mate?
mates.
Hey, look, I think I'm just as exasperated about this as you and probably every other Collingwood supporter is. But why can't we have a win by 150 points? It just boggles the mind. We've had so many opportunities to do that this year, and we haven't been able to do it. Look, you know what else pisses me off? I'm sick of faffing about with the rotations. Mate, look, I know it wasn't a final, but if today was a final, Pendlebury would have played, Bobby would have played.
Yeah.
Framp the Clamp would have played. Howie would have played. Maybe only De Goey might have been rested for another week. I think as of next week, we've got to bring those guys in.
Yeah.
Again, maybe only De Goey has another week in the twos.
Yep.
I'm sick of it. Outside of that, look, I'll take the 4 points. Not as pretty as I would have liked. I probably won't watch that one back, but I'll take the 4 points.
Yeah.
Crispy's got to find form. I think Darcy Moore's got to find some form. At this stage, I like Roan ahead of Allen. That might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't know. Roan's just a bit more polished, a little bit more confident and composed. Oleg, not sold. I don't think we can take him into the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Dean, thanks, mate.
Yep.
Been good.
Yep.
Probably not good enough. See you, Swoopy.
Mate, you bring up a lot of good points. I'm trying to remember them all. First one, I would love to win by 150 points. just not a Collingwood thing to do, right? We know this. It's been like that for the last 20 years. It's just not a Collingwood thing to do. I loved what you said about Roan over Ed Allen. I love Ed Allen, right? At the start of the year, I was the one that said, or probably was the only one that said that he'd be best 23 come finals or come the end of the year. And he is best 23 because he pretty much only missed a game for the flu. And then last week or the week before he went into played 1 week in the VFL because we gave Roan another go. But it's looking like I would like Roan over Ed Allen. And you're right. I think it's just a polish. And Ed is going to be a fantastic player. But what Roan still can sort of do for us, especially running up and down that wing, especially being that sort of high half forward. And I thought he was really good when he debuted against Carlton. A little bit low the week after against the Suns, but everybody was low against the Suns. Had a good VFL game when he kicked 4 goals. He was the emergency yesterday when we played the Tigers. And I think he might be making his way. I would make that change. I would make that Ed Allen Roan change, especially for the line. Just see what he can do in that finals-like pressure. And you're right. Look, I highly doubt we're going to make any sort of management changes anymore. That Richmond game was the last time we could manage players. You're right. If Pendles, and I said this in my review, I think, if this was a prelim, Pendles is playing, Bobby Hill's playing, Billy Frampton's playing. You're 1,000, and probably Jeremy Hale. You're 1,000% right. So get ready for this Brisbane game because there's going to be at least, I think, 4 changes. So that's going to be interesting, mate. Thank you for calling in. What did I do the finger guns for? I don't know. God, I'm losing my mind. Pasindu.
Hey, Soup. How are we?
Good, mate.
I mean, for starters, that Perriman incident, it's a lot of controversy already, but what was he meant to do? Didn't AFL do something about protecting health and safety comes first? Mm-hmm. Well, Perriman literally did not have anything else to do. What else was he meant to do?
Yeah. Yep.
Anyways, good win at the end. Mate, Richmond. We can't underestimate Richmond.
Yeah.
Now.
Yep.
Because they're playing good, better footy than any other seasons in their rebuild. But yeah, they're doing well against. But I feel like we'll smoke Brisbane, hopefully. Anyways, yeah, mate. I think it's gonna be interesting. Sue, do you reckon?
Yeah, it will
it's
be.
Gonna be interesting that Charlie Dean, I think he had 20 touches or something. Mm-hmm. Something insane. But the thing is, do we give him another chance or not really? I mean, we have plenty of players, but I think Degoe, Hill, Frampton back next week. Not too sure who comes out. Anyways, catch you later. Soup, you're doing a very good job on the Magpie Talkback. Talk laters, go Pies.
Mate, you make some really good points. Thank you so much for calling in. I think, once we get Howe and Frampton back, that'll be it for Charlie Dean this season, or unless, touch wood, there's another sort of injury. But look, he again, like I said a little bit earlier, he did the best that he could do. Again, there's glimpses of a good player in there. But yeah, I think that'll be it, and it'll help the VFL Magpies into deep into finals because they're struggling without him. Let me tell you, Big Bowser, King Bowser himself.
Morning, Swoop. Oh, hey, mate.
Good,
just a quick phone call to say go the Pies. Good to kind of secure the spot again on top.
Yep.
After the last few weeks, but. Just have a little comparison of Nick Daicos. I've never really said too much about him. Obviously, he's a weapon and he's an absolute freak.
Yeah.
I just reckon that he's he'll be a good cover for when Pendles is gone because I find him to be a very similar player to Pendles. Mm-hmm. He has that kind of spatial awareness, it seems, and at such a young age, it's absolutely unbelievable. And yeah, I think that he'll just be a great replacement for when Pendles eventually does go. They kind of seem to be a similar kind of player, which is super exciting for us, especially at such a young age. And another thing is that I find that when Long and Titch are in the centre together,
interesting. Yep.
There seems to be a bit of confusion a little bit here and there, the way that they're playing together. It's like they're kind of the same kind of player in a way. Just the way that they handle the ball and they move it around, it's kind of like having two of the same person in there. And I hope that within a bit of time, they get used to one another and they can kind of link up a bit better together. And I'm sure it will happen given the circumstances of both players. But just a little observation, and keen to hear what you reckon.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Have a good one. Go Pies.
Thanks, Nate, mate. I appreciate it. Yeah, look, I wanted, when you said I got a comparison, I thought you were going to call Nick like Super Mario or something to keep the Bowser theme going. But he's going to be the next on-field coach like Pendles is, and he's learning from the best. And he's like not even in his peak, right? He's 22, 23 or something. It's just absolutely nuts that we're seeing such a really generational player. And we're blessed from going from Buckley to Pendles to Nick Daicos. Nick Daicos will probably go to Jack's Pendlebury. So, you know what I mean? We're blessed. But the Ned Long Titch thing, that's going to be the one that goes down to the wire. I still think, and I said this in my review, that there's a spot for both of them in this team. But I think that one of these players... But the thing is, in finals, you need these players because it is down and dirty. It's unlike the John Noble Markov thing, right? Because you only could have one of those. You could still have Long and Mitchell in this side. That's going to be the very, very interesting thing. But you're right. There is a little bit of confusion of how they go about it. I thought that was Mitchell's best game in a long time. Thought he played better than Ned Long. Ned Long's, the only thing he has to fix up is his efficiency going inside 50 and just with his disposals just in general. Like, let me just see his disposal efficiency. Ned Long went at 65% and we had Titch go at 86%. So that wins or loses games, I would think, leading into finals. But Nate, thank you so much for calling. Kia ora, Ben, the lucky last caller.
Kia ora, Rick. How you going, bro?
Good, mate.
Hope you're going well. Good win yesterday, I thought.
Yep.
Just looking at some of the stats of some of the boys. Nick Daicos, period. Isaac Quaynor, period. Charlie Dean, he had a good game, had some good moments. The hyphen himself, Paul Hoskin-Elliott, had a really good game.
Very good.
I just thought it was a good win. It's not a win I would go back and watch again, but it's the 4 points that we needed to get back to top of the table. The big test is going to be the next 4 games. It's business time.
Yeah.
As a Flight of the Conchords would say.
Oh, I was just thinking that.
It's just getting ready for finals now, seeing if we can get top 2. That's what I'm really looking forward to the next few weeks. So hope you're doing well. Hope the callers are doing well.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah. Upwards and onwards. Side by side.
That's it. That's it. Upwards and onwards. I think one more win probably guarantees us top 2, especially if we win against the Lions. It would pretty much guarantee us top 2 or thereabouts, 2 more wins guarantees us top 2 definitely. But hitting up a win against Brisbane or a win against Adelaide, who are vying for that top 2 spot, will say a lot. But you're right. Good shout out to Will Hoskin-Elliott. I thought he had a great game, probably one of his best in a while as well. He's closing in on 200 goals as well, I think. So I think he's on 198, so a couple more goals and he hits his 200th. He just goes about it. He does his role really well, and like we always say, you need these role players. But Ben, thank you so much for calling in. And that is it for Magpie Talkback Radio this week. Thank you all so much for calling in. I do really appreciate it. As always, the link will be up on my stories right after the game to leave your thoughts. But until then, like, comment, subscribe. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers. I'll super later. Love ya. Go Pies.